respect for each other right here. This is someone who's not in the non-Callis family. This is a very interesting development. Danielson coming out here. I'm sure he respected and loved that match. Danielson, somebody that loved pro wrestling violence. He got a great display of that tonight here on Dynamite. We are going to keep our eyes glued to the situation.
Yo, party peeps, what is up? It's your boy, the best gabber in the biz. What an incredible Dynamite that we just had tonight. The first one on the road to Dynasty. And speaking of the Dynasty pay-per-view, 3 huge main event caliber matchups were just set up tonight. Ospreay and Fletcher absolutely tear down the house. And Copeland versus Cage 3, I Quit, is going down in Toronto. Guys, don't worry. Everything that happened here on the show tonight, you're going to hear right here and right now. So get ready to like and hit that subscribe button because the newest episode of The Gift of Gabe starts, I'm thinking, right about, now. Okay, you guys, incredible freaking night of action that we had tonight. We set ourselves up for the Dynasty pay-per-view, but first let's get into what is going to be going down just 2 weeks from tonight in Toronto. Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage, part 3 over the TNT Championship. I Quit. This is how the rivalry ends. Not with a whimper, not with a bang, but with 2 simple words. The most embarrassing 2 words any man could say in his professional wrestling career. I quit. I am all for it. Copeland, Cage, their last ones have been great. They've upped it each time. It's honestly gonna be to the next level of their no DQ match back at World's End, which was match of the night. So God forbid what they're going to do in this one to actually force someone to say I quit. Hell, Beth Phoenix, Adam Copeland's wife, literally had to get bashed in the head with a concerto just for him to freaking say I quit. So what's Christian Cage gonna have to do? In terms of who wins, I'm gonna still have to give the edge to father of the century, my father figure, the patriarch, greatest TNT champion of all time, Christian Cage. Adam Copeland, even though it was for like a couple minutes, held the belt before after he won at World's End, and I feel like Christian Cage is the better challenger. I feel like a better person, like a young up-and-comer, or even somewhere like in the middle of their career, is better to take the TNT Championship and get that big moment of dethroning Christian Cage. I feel like there's still so much more stuff, so many more dead fathers for him to insult as the TNT Champion. So I'm taking Christian Cage all the way to find a way to make Adam Copeland say I quit and walk out still the patriarch, still our father figure, still the greatest TNT champion of all time. Okay, you guys, so I talked about it before. Tonight here on Dynamite, in one night, they set up not 1, not 2, but 3 main event caliber matches for the Dynasty pay-per-view on April 21st. So much that we are now itching to already have Dynasty April 21st be this Sunday night. The first of which, Swerve Strickland versus Samoa Joe. Swerve as the new face with everybody chanting, whose house? Swerve's house. Was all kicking off Dynamite being like, I don't know if I deserve anything. Maybe I'm getting comeuppance right now for all the bad things I did here in AEW, but mark my words, Samoa Joe, I'm going to beat you for that AEW World Championship. But before then, I had a little interaction with Undisputed Kingdom, which led to an impromptu tag match. Won by Swerve easily before getting choked out. Wardlow versus Samoa Joe will go down next week. Joe is going to retain. Wardlow's going to win, but I think they're going to protect him. Possibly, but maybe MJF showing up. Because I feel like that'll be the best way to protect Wardlow and make him not look weak, because they're still trying to build him up as a monster once this is all said and done. But Joe will retain so that we can get the main event of Dynasty, fitting Swerve Strickland versus Samoa Joe for the AEW World title. And again, fitting it's called Dynasty because that'll be the crowning moment for when Swerve becomes the first ever black AEW World Champion and is crowned a true king here in All Elite Wrestling and just in pro wrestling, period. Because, again, whose house? Swerve's house. You guys, tonight the Young Bucks had huge announcements to make. First of which was some sad news. They had to suspend Adam Page, suspend the cowboy shit indefinitely from the Elite Part A, as well as firing Kenny Omega from the Elite. Matthew and Nicholas had to make these hard choices tonight, guys, but we were there for them. They were strong, and it all worked out because the second of those two announcements was that the Rainmaker, the one, the only, Japanese John Cena himself, Kazuchika Okada, is all Elite, and not is he just that, he is with the Elite, taking Kenny Omega's spot, and in the process, he built up a match, hitting that Rainmaker on Eddie Kingston and signaling a championship shot. Okada versus Eddie for the Continental Crown at Dynasty, without a doubt, Okada is going to win that match and bring the Continental Crown back to the Elite. But not only that match, they built up of the fifth saga of one of the most historic New Japan pro wrestling rivalries and one of the all-time pro wrestling rivalries ever, Omega versus Okada 5, when Omega does finally come back. Whenever it is, my guess, it all ends up working out and we get Omega versus Okada 5 at All In 2 this August, and that is going to be fantastic. So well done to the EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. You guys did it. You secured the Rainmaker and secured one match for the short term, a month and a half away, and one match for the long term to continue a saga, because you got the Rainmaker and he is now not just all Elite, but with the Elite, the Elite, the Elite, the Elite. Guys, tonight's main event was Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay. Holy crap, it was just as awesome as we expected. Two best friends going to war, just throwing everything at each other, leaving you in awe. And at the end, Ospreay gets the win. Kyle Fletcher shows again why he's not just great as a tag team star, he's great as a single star. The Ring of Honor World Television Champion has just as a bright spot and future as Will Ospreay does. But right after that, we got the third epic match that they have built up for Dynasty for the first time ever. The Mega Dream match, because it really is the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, versus the Aerial Assassin, Billy Goat Ospreay. Dude, I thought this match might happen at All In, but the only way I thought that was going to happen is if Will was not going to go for the world title. And with this match happening at Dynasty, without a doubt, it looks like Ospreay will fight for that world title at All In too. But we'll get to that. Ospreay versus Danielson as a match. The second Ospreay became All Elite, we were like, we need this match. It is going to be generational. Literally the arguable two best professional wrestlers from their respective eras that never got to meet before are going to meet one-on-one at Dynasty. And at Dynasty, again, it's going to be fitting that the dragon will fall when the assassin hits that hidden blade final blow and maybe hits a little bit of the Stormbreaker to break down the American Dragon and prove why Will Ospreay truly is the best. But I cannot wait for this match. Thank you, Tony Khan. Thank you, Pro Wrestling Guys, because Ospreay versus Danielson is a go, and it is going to be oh so sweet. Okay, you guys, that is Dynamite. We are done. Ski, put it in the rearview mirror. We are done. Absolutely incredible night. We are already on the road to Dynasty, and it has begun in fantastic fashion. But we now have to take a 180 and go over to SmackDown this Friday. The Maverick, hey yo, Mr. Primetime Logan Paul, the United States Champion himself, is back in the building to basically set up this triple threat, I think, with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton for the United States title at WrestleMania, and The Rock and Roman are going to be there again. But Cody and Seth are coming too to accept the challenge and put some payback on the Tribal Chief and the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. And guys, we are just a couple weeks out from WrestleMania 40 in Philly. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to finish the story together. And guys, seriously, you're not going to want to miss any of these shows coming up. Not WrestleMania. Nothing afterwards. like things like freaking Dynasty, which is gonna already be so amazing in its inaugural event. And you're definitely not gonna want to miss what your boy, the best gabber in the biz, has to say afterwards. So keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on liking, keep on subscribing, because y'all know that you love doing what you're doing, because you already know that when it comes to talking wrestling, who better to gab with than Gabe. Okay, you guys, hope you enjoyed Dynamite tonight. It was incredible, but it's time to move on to SmackDown tomorrow to make this tag match for Night 1's main event all good and official. But until then, deuces fuses, and I will see you guys after SmackDown on Friday.
Yeah!